Us now with more on how the White House is responding to the developments in the Middle East is our CTV News U.S. political analyst Eric Ham. Eric, thanks again for joining us.
It's good to be with you, Roger. Thanks for having me.
The White House says Trump will make a decision on Iran within the next 2 weeks. Do we have any idea what we can expect?
Not a clue. In fact, the president seems to have a strategy of ambiguity in going into what this decision could be. We know that he is convening his National Security Council right now as we speak. And then later this afternoon, the president will be off to his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, where the thinking is he will have additional conversations about what, in fact, not only U.S. intervention might look like, but also plans for more intense negotiations, if possible, with Iran over its nuclear program.
What are some of the options you think he'll be considering?
I think the president desperately wants to see Iran get back to the negotiating table, but based on what we're seeing from Iran, that simply is not going to happen as long as they're enmeshed in this conflict with Israel. And quite frankly, they believe that the United States is not only tacitly, but outwardly actually supporting and involved in these ongoing attacks. So I think what the president might need to do is actually seek a ceasefire to actually attempt to try to open negotiations with Iran. But right now, again, what we're seeing is the president continues to talk out of both sides of his mouth. And I think that only makes the situation more confusing, but also increasingly more volatile as we see the ongoing attacks between both sides continue to ramp up.
Is Trump walking a political tightrope within the U.S. with what is unfolding?
He is. And also, too, I think there's this growing myth that somehow MAGA does not want to see the United States involved in Iran, and that somehow, if in fact the president does go forward with intervention, there could be some type of pushback from the president's own inner circle. We do know that there are some people who have spoken out against U.S. intervention, such as former Congressman Matt Gaetz and current Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. But what we're seeing overwhelmingly is MAGA supporters would actually support the president if, in fact, he decided to actually move forward with an attack on Iran.
And with Israel and the U.S., is one side putting pressure on the other, or are they both kind of at a standstill on this on what to do?
That's a really good question. We do know that the Israelis have been aggressively lobbying the United States to get involved in this war, which is why you're seeing more outward comments by the Iranians suggesting and pushing for the United States not to become engaged in this ongoing conflict. But right now, it seems as though the president, once again, is goading and pushing the Israelis to do more while attempting to try to use this carrot stick approach to get Iran to the negotiating table. Now, we know that there are negotiations taking place in Switzerland between the Iranians and Europeans, but still that has not actually resulted in any type of move forward in terms of the Iranians looking to come off their hardline stance on their nuclear program.
Okay, Eric, thank you as always for your insight. Appreciated.
Thank you.
CTV News U.S. political analyst Eric Ham.